Today we're gonna make the lunch lady favorite, a sloppy joe. Here are all the ingredients, and before you say, Jim, this is the easiest thing in the world, we're also gonna make an Italian version that's gonna knock your socks off. Coming up right now. I do all this ingredient prep, this monologue, to help me, like the prep itself, the mise en place it's called, mise en place, but it's more important for you. I do this for you because this is how you're going to, if you're an medium level cook or a beginner cook, this is how you're gonna lay things out to make things efficient so you don't start burning something and you're like, oh God, I didn't dice my onion yet or whatnot. You really wanna prep this stuff in advance. And we'll just go from the kind of top to bottom here. So I have 5 cloves of garlic that I minced. That's gonna go in our sloppy joes. I have 1 medium onion. This is just a yellow onion. I diced it. I diced 1 green bell pepper. All right, this is like kind of, I guess, fancying up your cafeteria sloppy joes. I don't think my cafeteria ever put green bell pepper in it, but I like it. Now, if you don't and you just want ground beef, feel free to go for that. Let's talk about the ground beef. We have 85-15. This is one of the few recipes that I'm gonna say you don't need to do 80-20. All right, there's a ton of fattening stuff that I'm gonna talk about in a second here that you're gonna be adding to it. If you wanna use 80-20 though, feel free, it doesn't make a difference. That fattening stuff is 1 cup of ketchup, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, a half a teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and 1 tablespoon of cider vinegar. This is gonna give you that tang, that sweetness, that spiciness, that tanginess. A half a cup of water. We'll put in a little bit. We're gonna need to thin out the sauce just a bit. We might not need it all. I have these rolls. These are kind of like burger buns. This is like the perfect vehicle for a traditional sloppy joe. For the other sloppy joe, we're going to use the quintessential New York hard roll, not to be confused with a Kaiser roll. I think this will be perfect to put on those extra ingredients that will remain a secret until the end. Let's make the sloppy joes right now. Okay, so I'm gonna use this type of pan. It's probably a 4-quart pan, doesn't say on it. I need enough room that I can hold the liquid, the meat, everything, the peppers, the onions. If you have a stainless that can accommodate it too, it's fine. One of the other ingredients was olive oil. Sorry I didn't show it to you. I forgot to bring it out. 2 tablespoons of olive oil, roughly. Not that much, maybe a touch more. And then here is our 1 diced onion and yellow onion, and that was about a medium onion, and then 1 green bell pepper. I say 1 green bell pepper. This is actually 2 tiny ones from Whole Foods because their peppers are super small. Okay, and then, about moderate heat, maybe a touch more. Just we want to get these going before we do the meat. Not trying to get a super sear on the beef or anything like that. We don't want a ton of crispy bits in here. We want it to be kind of softish. We get a lot of comments about this. This is why I'm addressing it now. They're like, you didn't get a good enough sear on it. Like, it's not always about that. It's just not, okay? And this is definitely one of those recipes that is definitely not about. A lot of you will care about this, a lot of you won't care, but while I'm sauteing these, I've been trying for a long time to make these. Maybe when you see this video, I will have succeeded. This bun, the hard roll, this is the one that we're gonna do the Italian style on. This thing only weighs 80 grams. I've been testing these things for days. Mine have been 130 grams and they've been smaller, obviously denser. This is just amazing. These commercial bakeries, how they can get these things to be so light. Crazy. Has no taste, those rolls. Just hero rolls too, no taste. But they're not supposed to have taste, okay? They're supposed to carry, they're like a vehicle for all the flavor that goes on top of it, which is, your typical cold cuts and everything else. And I want these to get fairly soft, about 5 to 7 minutes before we do the beef. Okay, so this has been about 5 minutes. You can see they shrunk a lot in size, about that. That's how they look. And now here is our 85-15 ground beef, but you can use 80-20 or 90-10 or whatever you like. You can even use ground turkey if you want to be healthy here, healthier. This is not healthy, what we're making. We don't make healthy food on this channel. If you don't own a meat masher, I recommend you buy one. You can find them in like the dollar store. Home Goods has them for like $3, or all else fails, buy it on Amazon for like $10. But they're inexpensive and they are really useful if you can find it.
In your Amazon store?
Yeah, I do. I like to tell people to get the cheapest price first before they use our Amazon store link. Seriously, and I do. You're not gonna become rich pushing links on Amazon, but you're gonna piss people off if you say, buy my $38 spice blend when that person can go get it for $3 at Home Goods or wherever. My opinion anyway. You know, you might disagree with me. This tool, you can just mash it up really easily. Oh yeah, and turn your heat up to about medium-high here. Okay, so cook the meat until it's no longer red, it's fine. You know, you get a little bit of brownness on this meat, but you know, like that. Nothing crazy to write home about, which is fine, doesn't matter. I'm gonna turn the heat down to medium, okay? Like close to medium. And then here's the chili powder. Okay, that's 1 tablespoon of chili powder. I'm just using a basic chili powder here. This is a ½ teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. If you can't have anything spicy, just take that out of there. 1 teaspoon of salt to start. I'm using Diamond Crystal kosher salt. Okay, smash it up a little bit more. Okay, let's get it distributed. Turn the heat down to a little bit below medium, about medium. And then I'm just gonna make a little bit of a spot here in the middle, and I'm gonna put my garlic in. I want my garlic to get a little bit golden here, but since I minced it, you gotta be careful. You don't wanna burn it. For some reason, you don't have any fat here because you did use a lean beef. You can add a touch, like a tablespoon of olive oil there.
I'm gonna ask you, when you're making sloppy joes,
yes,
what is the one thing that you think of?
Oh, lunch lady, Adam Sandler.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure, you know.
Of course.
We're on the same page.
Yes, yes. Okay, so look, this is nice. The garlic is nice. Everything is nice. We're just gonna add in everything else now. This is a cup of ketchup. I have these little spatulas I love. That's 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. That's 1 cup of ketchup. That is 1 tablespoon of cider vinegar. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then the water, okay? I'm lowering the heat, I'm making the heat low, okay? So very low simmer for about 3 to 7 minutes, and then you're done. This is sloppy joes, all right? They are sloppy, and they're named after Joe. Let's get our other ingredients for the Italian one. I think we should wrap it. It's so messy, and obviously they would never do a wrap for you in, you know, in school, but I'm gonna wrap it for the taste tester. I think it will be better that way. Before I do that, I'm good, but I'm not that good. I gotta taste this to see if it's good enough. That is good. Okay, I'm gonna let it simmer for a few minutes. Right as it's simmering, I'm gonna toast up the buns. I'll just use this pan here. Medium heat. Are these brioche buns, Tara? They look like they're brioche buns.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, so they have a lot of butter in them already. You really don't have to put anything down. It'll be enough to toast them. If you had like a white bun, like a sesame seed burger bun, maybe just put like a tiny bit of butter or oil in the pan.
Feels like I'm back in school.
Yeah, so this is like a school one. Did they used to serve it in school on that type of bun, or did they serve it on this type of roll?
I think they only gave like 1 of these this whole year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't really remember.
Huh.
It's really sloppy.
This is the type of meal you serve on your first date when you're trying to impress someone.
I don't think this competes with the Monte Cristo.
Oh, okay.
The last one.
Interesting. Well, I have a sloppy Giuseppe here, so you got to tell me what you think of that. Supposedly the real sloppy Giuseppe's not like this.
It's still very good. Like I can eat this whole thing.
I mean, this one just looks way better. A traditional sloppy Giuseppe, which is like kind of like a oxymoron. This is not a traditional sloppy Giuseppe. Tomato sauce, right, Tara, and mozzarella?
Yeah, I think so. I actually thought I invented this concept by adding the provolone and the cherry peppers, but when I Googled sloppy Giuseppe, apparently it already exists.
Yeah. So what does it get? What do both of them get?
I think the sloppy Giuseppe is better than the sloppy Joe. I don't necessarily think it's because of the cherry peppers. I think it's because of the bread. I like how it's like more thick than this one. I don't know, maybe this was just better meat on this one too.
No, same. It's the same batch.
Really?
It's all the same.
Okay, so
Provolone on this too.
should I rate them separately?
Sure.
I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
What would you give it?
I mean, it's ground beef with a sweet and spicy sauce.
It's good. It's basic.
Yeah. It's definitely a good way to feed a bunch of people, a bunch of kids.
Wish they did this more at lunch. Obviously, it's not gonna be this good, but I'm gonna just finish this.
Yeah, go for it. Finish it. We'll see you next time.